and welcome to Fun Stampers Journey. I am Kim Kesti, Creative Director here at Fun Stampers Journey, back in the video studio for, yes, another episode of Tools, Tips, and Techniques. So happy to be here with you. My plan is to come here at least once a week, and hopefully on Tuesday, so we can keep the tea thing going on. Tools, tips, and techniques on Tuesday. But even if it's not every Tuesday, I plan to come here every week and bring you some fun new card tricks, some techniques, maybe feature a special tool. You know what? You never know what I'm going to be up to. It's going to be like mix it up and have some fun. Really, the idea behind these videos is to get you creating, get you playing, get some products out, and in today's case, it might even be a stamp set that you could have had around for a little while. Again, it's going to be a fun technique that you can use with any of your stamp sets, but the particular one that I chose today is an older stamp set in our Fun Stampers Journey line, so let's take a look at it. Our stamp set we're going to play with today is called Light Up, and you can even see by its packaging that it has our older packaging, which is still quite fun and adorable. But this stamp set is kind of one of those fun ones that is originally meant to be a little bit more of maybe a wedding set or, you know, some kind of thing to celebrate a wedding shower or something like that. You can see the special day sentiment here. But I wanted to take a little bit different spin on it and create a card that could be used for anyone, any time of the day or night. As you see, as I progress in this technique, you'll see what I'm talking about when I say night. So I'll tell you the items that I'm going to feature today, and it's all about liquid color. I'm going to set that stamp set aside. So a lot of our liquid colors here are original colors. I have two new ones in the mix. Again, by the logo change, you can see we've got Rustic Rose is pretty new, and Peaches and Cream is new. And the original ones I'm going to use are Watermelon, Catalina, and Banana Cream. Not everyone knows about our liquid colors and exactly what they do and how you use them, so I thought, you know what, it'd be fun to give you some tips on how to use our liquid colors. And I'm going to show you a technique on creating a background too, so that'll be fun. So let's go to our liquid colors. Let's go ahead and do the background first. I think that would be fun because I need to let it dry too. So we're going to take Catalina Splash, that's one of our liquid colors, and this is a super simple technique. If you have never ever touched our liquid colors before, this is something you can do right away and have really good success with. So I'm putting a little puddle of liquid color down, and it's a little bit bigger than a quarter, somewhere around there. And I'm going to grab a tool that I think some of you probably have in your arsenal, and that's just a standard old baby wipe. Now if you don't have baby wipes, I know that even though my baby is already almost 11, I still keep a pack of baby wipes handy, and usually for sure I keep one in the car because, you know, that's where all the messes happen. But if you don't have baby wipes handy, you can also take a regular paper towel if it's a nice sturdy one. Just dampen it slightly to, you know, kind of be the texture of a baby wipe, and fold it up just like I have done here. So I've just folded it several times over. I'm just kind of giving myself kind of a little cushy little pad to work with. And then I'm going to grab a piece of whipped cream cardstock. And again, this is Catalina Splash, so I'm going to kind of try to get a little bit of a nighttime look. Now you can see that this baby wipe is pretty much going to soak up all of that liquid color there. I'm scooping it all up, and it's more or less saturated on the end of this baby wipe. And then the baby wipe technique, I guess this is one thing you can do with baby wipe. You have to move fairly quickly because the liquid color on this wipe is going to absorb onto this paper really fast. So don't be shy, just get in there and move quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first go back and forth kind of on the horizontal plane, just like that. And then I'm going to flip my paper, and I'm going to get my texture this way by coming back and going the opposite direction. So now I've created kind of a yummy, I guess, weavy texture. And again, you don't have to spend a lot of time. Just kind of go in one direction, flip it around, go back another direction. Now what I want to do, actually I'm going to hang on to this for a minute, because for my actual card project, the reason why I'm not worried about these edges being complete is that I'm going to go ahead and die cut the center of this out with our rectangle die. You can see that I have the piercing element on here. So I'm totally fine with the fact that this has this much coverage. Does that make sense? I don't care if the edges are, you know, really covered. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat that process one more time, and I'm going to go ahead and go straight to my die cut piece. Now this will be interesting to see if it has the same amount of coverage when I have a smaller piece. You guys are watching a real live experiment here. That's what's fun about playing, right? So scoop it all up. Now I'm going to go to my pre-die cut piece. And you can see that the liquid colors are kind of messy. It's okay, it's part of the fun. Oh yeah, that got even darker when I went to a smaller piece. I kind of wondered if that would happen. Because I spread out my liquid color less, it got a little bit dark right here, but I think it's still totally fine. Totally works. So whether you like darker, lighter, more streaky, less streaky, go ahead and have fun with it and experiment, maybe get a few different panels out and try some different methods. The baby wipe kind of technique is fun too. If you do sort of a wavy line across too, you could get some really fun like watery effects with that. So again, have fun playing with that technique to create your backgrounds. Here's my original, and here's my die cut, which, like I said, is a little bit darker, but one extra tip too on the liquid color is that it will lighten slightly as it dries. So that will be a little bit lighter. So I'll set those aside. I'm gonna move my block here. And I know because I'm fussy, I wanna move this grid paper. I do save these and use these again for different messy techniques, but because I'm going to show some coloring here, I want to have kind of a fresh piece for you. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my little bloom palette, and now I'm going to take those other 4 colors that I haven't used. These are all kind of the pinks and peachy colors in our line, and I'm going to put a little bit in each little petal. Again, after this video posts, I'll go ahead and put some of the SKUs on there. I know we've got people in marketing meetings this morning, and people in training meetings. So I'm not sure that I have anyone to moderate right now, but we'll for sure go back and add in all these SKUs. Otherwise, if you have your Fun Stampers Journey catalog, or you go online at funstampersjourney.com, you can find those easily. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the larger lantern. Actually, do I want the biggest one? No, this one's good. Okay, I'm going to take this what is from the stamp set, actually the medium lantern. I guess I call this the medium one. And then one of the little small pieces, which to me kind of looks like a paper lantern. Like one of the small little party ones. I want at least 3 of these, and I'm not going to color them all for you. I'm going to give you some tips and techniques on how to color them. But then I want some of the little guys too. So these are what I call the little onion lights. Do you guys call them that? They look like an onion. But they'd be like that string of lantern that you would just, you know, have in all different colors. So cute. Okay, so some tips on color, and I'm going to come in with the bigger one because I think it'll be easier for you to see. The great thing about the liquid color is that you can really lighten them up just by adding water. So I'm going to grab some of our watermelon here. And by squeezing the water out that's in my blending pen, by the way, this is an amazing tool. This is our blending brush, and this is the medium size, and it's just full of water in the barrel. All you do is take off the top right here, fill it with plain water, and you're good to go. So you can gently squeeze it and water will come out. So now you can see that this is really, really a watered down watermelon. Ooh, how do you like that? Watered watermelon. So again, I like to use my grid paper to kind of test things out. So what I want to do is color my first lantern like really pretty lightly in the watermelon. So I'm pretty much going to come and color the entire thing. And this is also why I like to stamp them out several times. I think I might want it even lighter. Let's try even lighter. Love this little petal palette, the bloom palette here. I can come in and go even lighter. There we go. That's more the color I'm wanting. Again, test it on your cardstock. This is not watercolor paper. It's just our regular whipped cream cardstock. What I want to do is color one nice even coat that's a fairly light watermelon. And then I want to come back to the darker, because this is how I'm going to kind of shade it with the liquid colors. I'm going to come back with a little bit darker watermelon and come on the edges and just do a little bit darker tone. Can you see that coming to life already? The very darkest tones I want right around the edge. And then because this lantern has got the inside right here, I want the inside darker too. So just kind of a tip on getting some shading going with the liquid colors. Again, super easy, so see how that's kind of got that blending. And then I want to come in with just a little bit more of a medium. And the liquid colors can also be layered, which I love. That's another thing I love about them. So I'm going to come in here and just layer that transition between the light and the dark. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just kind of a fun little thing to try. So this would be fun on any kind of like a heart image or anything like that. So see how this has got a lot more dimension and depth than the original? Just by shading that outer edge dark. I can even come back and just do a little bit more. You kind of want to over-exaggerate your dark to light because that's what really makes it, you know, come to life. So again, you come back with a ribbon, do a similar thing. The ribbon can be one shade. And then I feel like here, because the ribbon has kind of tipped over, this is the back side of the ribbon, I'm going to do this a little bit darker. Right? So, some simple little coloring techniques just to kind of bring your images to life a little bit more. I'm going to set this aside. So one thing I did after I colored all three of mine, I went ahead and colored another one in the rustic rose, and then a third lantern in the peaches and cream. Same technique, same thing I did exactly. But then I wanted to add a little sparkle to it. So I went ahead and grabbed our sparkle silk. And I know that I showed you last week in tips, tools, and techniques how to use the regular silk by flicking it. But now I'm going to show you a different method on how to use the silk. This is actually just using the silk and kind of like painting it right onto your image. So once I kind of shake it up a little bit, I'll open it. And you'll see that it has a brush on the end, similar to like a little nail polish or whatnot. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm just going to come in and use that brush and just go ahead and paint little pretty sparklies onto my lantern. So super easy, doesn't have to be perfect. Add a little bit to my ribbon too. And just as easy as that, you have created this fun sparkly accent for your card. I would get a completely different look if I flicked it versus painting it. So I kind of want to share that fun tip with you. So look how pretty and sparkly it is. And it will stay just as gorgeous when it dries. Sometimes, you know, you might think something might dull down when it dries, but this guy stays absolutely gorgeous even when it's dry. So super fun, yeah? Okay, so what are we doing with all these pieces together? Do you guys want to see how the card is going to come together? I went ahead and cut a mat for this, so I'm kind of keeping the dark background. And I did do a Catalina Splash card base. And then once I fussy cut these guys all out, I'm going to add my sentiment, which says, light up the night. And I went ahead and embossed this with white embossing powder. And I'll just go ahead and show you the finished card, and then I'll point out a few more things which kind of added the last finishing touches on it, including our little white twine. So, here's the finished card. Ooh, I hear you out there in video land, oohing and eyeing. So again, I have a peaches and cream, a watermelon, and a rustic rose lantern. And I've got them all pretty and sparkly. And then for the background, you can see that the background kind of mimics the idea of a night sky. So that's kind of what I was going at here. I did go ahead and flick whipped cream silk on my background. I'll show you that. In fact, I'll do it on the background. And sparkle silk. These look similar, but the whipped cream definitely has more of a white pigment. I might as well just flick it on real quick just to show you. So again, the whipped cream has some of that good metallic stuff in the bottom. Do you guys love my blue fingers? I love seeing your comments up there. That's so fun, right? Okay, so here's the whipped cream. So you can see that it's got still some metallic sparkle to it, but it's definitely got more depth and dimension than the sparkle silk alone. So see how it kind of mimics that starry look? Pretty, and then this dark cardstock definitely soaks it up quickly. But let's go ahead and bring the finished one back in. I just took the white twine and just kind of twirled it around these little guys. I'll put it here so we can get a little bit closer, hopefully, right? And again, just layered up this, and then the final finishing sparkly touch was a few of our little cut rhinestones. So I just put a few little sparkly rhinestones. I wish it glittered as much as it does in real life, but yeah, I think that's a good shot. Awesome, right? So you can see that we got the sparkly, glittery lanterns. And what a fun encouragement card just to send to anybody. Light up the night, maybe they're having a little party, maybe they're having any kind of celebration, or they just need a fun pick-me-up. That would be so fun. So, I hope you enjoyed learning a few of these tips, tools, and techniques to create this fun card. And I definitely want to encourage you to reach back into your stash. Grab an older stamp that maybe hasn't gotten a lot of love from you lately. See if you can reinvent something, create it for a different occasion, use a different color palette. You know, any of those things just really kind of get our mojo, get our creative juices flowing. And if you want to leave any tips on how you get your creative juices flowing, I would love to come back on the video comments and check those out. So go ahead and do that for me. If you have questions on any of these products or anything else for us, please visit us at funstampersjourney.com. And if you enjoyed this video, share it with a friend. We love it if you do that for us. Thanks and have a fantastic day.